Yo, what is good? Hope you're all doing well. So in today's video, we're going to be covering how to have map voting on your server and how to configure it. So firstly, all you're going to need is this file. I'll put it in my Google Dropbox, or you can come straight to this website. I'll put both links in the description of the video. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on code, we're going to download the zip, and it's going to go to there. So now we've got the download folder, we can extract it. So we've got that. I'm going to put that onto the main desktop. I'm going to get rid of them. And then once we go into there, all I done, just for the simplicity, I dragged those into there because we're going to need all four of these things anyway. So let me just, oh, let me just do that just so. Okay. So we have our four folders. We don't need our downloads anymore. These are going to go into H2M mod, and they're going to go into user scripts. User scripts are for our server side. So it's going to go into here, into multiplayer, and you can see it's got our bot script. I've already got mine in there. So all you're going to do is highlight them and drop them into there. That is step one. Step two is we're going to need to get this alt open, and this part's important because if you don't do this, it's not going to communicate with your server properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste all of this, and then we're going to open up our server file, which is going to be in our root directory there. So we're going to open that in Notepad. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you're just going to paste it into here. So as you can see, already got mine in here, so I'm not going to paste it in. So for the simplicity of the video, I've got 6 maps in my rotation up here. So these are my 6 maps in the rotation. What you're going to need to do, and this part's important, if you don't put the maps in here, what will happen is if you leave it empty, all maps, it will just use all the maps from the database, and what's going to happen is it's going to have maps that you don't have in your playlist, um, and they're not going to be relevant to your voting system. It's not going to give you any errors, it's just going to load up maps that you didn't want to have. So simply you can just put your 6 maps or however many maps into here. So that's the first step. We leave this as 1 because if we put a 0, that's going to disable it. The map time the vote time by default is 20 seconds. I think that's too long, so I've put mine on 15 seconds. You can put a 0 if you don't wish to show the credits. For the sake of this video, I'll just put a 0, but normally I've got mine on 1 to give credit to the person that created this script. His name is Dr. Saz, SAS, or whichever way you want to say it. So Discord, social name. You can have your Discord link, or you could have it linked to your Twitter, your YouTube, whatever social link you want, and then you just put your link into here. The sentence, MV sentence. For me, I've just put, thanks for playing, stay blazed. All of this stuff you can leave stock, white, light green, grey. It doesn't really matter. You could change the colours if you wish to. I personally not really interested. Now, again, this part is used so multiple game types can be voted on with different maps. So I've got them game types in my map list normally. So that's all I've done is copied Dom, Kill Confirmed, Gun Game, Team Deathmatch, Hardpoint, and Free For All into my game types. Then we've got allow change vote. So if you've got that on 0, it will disable the possibility to change the vote when the timer is still running. So I've not got that active. Then we've got random option. If you set to 1, it will not display which game type. The last option will be random. So I've got that on because that's just a nice little feature. If people want to randomize what happens, we'll have that on. Set the minimum number of required players to start the map vote. I've got it set as 1. You could have it higher. It doesn't really matter, but keep it as 1. Then we've got game types no repeat. If set to 0, all options will have a different game type. So we could set that to 0. I've kept mine as 1 because it's going to load up my game types from up here anyway. So they will generally be different. But again, you tailor it to how you wish to. And then if set to 0, it will not display the same maps. As I've only got 6 maps in my voting system, it would be impossible, but for the sake of the video, let's put it on a 0. If set to 1, it will allow to choose between 6 maps. So this is for the extended. So normally it would be default 3. So I've put it on the extended version so people can vote between 6 maps. So that's everything we need. You can close here and it will give you the option to save, or you can just go up to here and save. So we've got our server compiled. I will save that. My game modes are all in. Everything's good. I can get rid of that. I need that in a second. I need this now. What do I need to do? I need to run our server. So if you are trying to do this while your server is running, you're going to need to restart your server. So mine's not running. So let's get that up and running. Let's also open our game. So that's ready. I'm just going to copy and paste that. I can close that now. And I don't need this. So has that started our server? Yes, our server is nearly ready. But it hasn't launched the game. Maybe I didn't click hard enough on it. So the server is up and running. The other thing you're going to need to do is run your admin so it communicates with our server. Up to date, all connected, brilliant. So server's good, we're connected, the game has launched. Tilde, enter our server. So I'm going to have to play through this map just to show you what the map voting looks like and just to show you that it does work. I don't, because this is now live, if someone joins, I don't really want to reduce the timer to 1 minute just so I don't mess about with someone that joins the server. So what we will do, we will talk about some things. So some people have asked for like, how do you change the bot difficulty? So I know what the bot commands are and I've told those people, but from all the testing that I've done, it does not work. I've tried to implement it into the bot script, it doesn't work. I've tried manually adding it to the server console, still doesn't work. I've even used the special commands as set and it still doesn't work. I've tried it many times. I've tried resetting the map to see if that will implement the change, because there is certain commands that won't work unless you reset the map. So I've tried that as well and it still didn't change the difficulty, although I 100% know they are the commands to do so. for some reason it's not working. I don't know if it's just this game or, you know, it's not something that we're doing. It's for some reason the difficulty doesn't change. So that's that out of the way. What else have we had to ask? So some other people have posted like they're getting errors on their IW4 admin, and at the end of this video I will show you the most simplest way if you get an error on your IW4 admin. It can be annoying. It's hard to say because like everyone has a different system. You might have downloaded a different file for the game than me, and just things like that. Like it could be any sort of random thing. You might have the tiniest error. One guy was unable to connect to his, and he just had a discrepancy in the name of his server, and it was preventing him from launching that. And then there's other people that it's just sometimes it will not work, but you can just clear your IWF4, delete the IW4X admin folder, and then download it again if you haven't already got an unextracted copy, extract the files again, and then rerun it, and you most likely will find that it works. Someone else has said that they had to use their IP4 address for it to work because not all routers support the loopback feature of using your public IP. So that's another thing you can try. If it's not working with your public IP, you can try put in your IP4 address and see if that resolves the issue. But like I say, I'll cover that at the very end. This is more about how to implement this script. I'm now not concentrating, getting owned by bots. So what else have we had? Someone was saying, do they need a VPS to have the server live all the time? No. Basically, as long as you keep... Let me just come out of the game a second. As long as you keep that open, and this open, your server will remain live even while you're asleep. It uses tiny amounts of resources. For me personally, it uses about 2.5 gigabytes of RAM. I've got a 32 gigabytes RAM on my laptop, so it doesn't slow down the system at all. That's why I can play the game totally fine, no lags, no frame drop. And again, if you've got really decent internet connection, you're not going to have a trouble. It's not going to slow down your internet speeds. Me personally, I've got 1 gigabyte download speeds and 110 megabits upload speed. So again, I have no connection issues while running the server on the same device that I'm hosting the server on, playing on the game that I'm hosting the server on, if that makes sense. Probably just said that in the most confusing way possible. And as if you see, my latency never goes higher than sort of like, it's usually averaging like 6, sometimes it will be 0, the highest it will go up to is 12. That's really low, and it's consistent. Same with my frames, they stay pretty consistent, so it's really not causing an issue to have it running live all the time. Someone has also said, how do you get into the favorites list? Well, the favorites list get updated, and it's on the players to get the updated file and then copy that over. So you will go into the players list. There's also a Discord channel which I'll put into the description. You can go there and put your IP in manually. So that is something you can do. However, by using IW4X admin, they actually have their own lists, and they're one of the main people behind the server listings because they host their own website, but they're also very involved in all the modding. IW4X being the first original mod for many of the Call of Duty games, so I can guarantee you it works even if you don't go and put your server into the Discord. That's not even run by IWX4 admin anyway, so it definitely works. I've had games where I've had 10 players that I've never shared my server with anyone manually, not even with my friends. So the fact that I've had 10 people join the same match clearly shows that it works, and I've had multiple games with them sort of numbers in. You have to be patient as well. Maybe the first few games you won't have people join, maybe even not for the first day. Just give it some time and slowly it will get better. But like I say, I'll leave the link in the description. I'm trying to think of any other questions that we've had. Off the top of my head, I've covered the bot commands. Someone also said, can you share a command list? I haven't done that because basically the only command lists that are available at the moment are for games that aren't actually this game. A lot of the commands in those lists are not even for multiplayer, they're for private matches and they're to go in the games console. A lot of them aren't even relevant, a lot of them don't work, and my purpose is to share stuff with you that I can keep simple, know it works, and you know, I don't want to be wasting your time. And on some of those lists there is actually cheats, and I don't want to personally be sharing cheats with people on YouTube because this game is not an official client. It's not currently got an anti-cheat. There would be the possibility for people to host cheats on their servers, stuff like God mode, aimbot, and I don't want to be sharing them, so that's why I haven't. Many of the commands that I use aren't even on those lists, and in the future when I have more time I will start to compile a list of commands that I know work and how you have to implement them, because some codes you need to restart the map for them to work. Other ones, they have special like instructions like set, or they'll have SV, and on those lists it doesn't say that you need those. It doesn't tell you if you need to restart the map. So again, that's only going to add confusion, and I'm going to get 1,000 questions of this doesn't work, that doesn't work. So that's why I've not bothered, but I will put more time into creating a list that I think is useful for you with your server. One mentioned that he wants to be able to ban players, so after this video I'm now literally recording this as of 5:30. I live in the UK, it's 5:30, so I'm doing this right now live, and after this I will look into how to ban people off your server. I've got some other things that I want to do and upload as well, but we'll get there eventually. So the map voting was what most people asked for, and it's something that I wanted myself. Obviously I'm not concentrating on this game at all, so please forgive me playing like a bot. Ow, that's nice. But yeah, so I think I've covered everything. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment. Obviously, if you find stuff helpful, leave a like, because that just helps the information spread, how the algorithm works on YouTube. So I appreciate everyone that has left a like and a comment and things like that. And like I say, everything with this game, there's something that many people don't know. One of it is the team that created the game, H2M, obviously they got a cease and desist. They're not allowed to work on the game anymore. And then the game got leaked. I know for a fact that the person that leaked the game that I'm running is 100% clean. There's other links to game torrents that aren't clean. So I don't know where you got your game from. And what I was trying to get to is there's an official team that has taken over from where H2M left off. At first they called themselves S2M, but they wanted to avoid the confusion of people thinking SM2, which was a previous project. So they're now called Horizon Modern Warfare. So I'll link their stuff in the channel as well, in the YouTube description. Alright, so now we've got to the end of the match, you will see that we're going to get the chance to map vote, and we've got Hardpoint on High Rise, Terminal Team Deathmatch, Subgame Domination, Crashed on Kill Confirmed. And one of the cool things is that sometimes, even though on your list you didn't have that game time selected for the map in your map rotation, it will still give you a random option for the game mode on that map. So it's really cool, keeps things fresh, that you're not restricted to play the same game mode over and over on that map with the voting, if that makes sense. So yeah, as you can see, it worked. We voted. We're now on our new map, and that is that. So, like I say, I'm probably not going to go on anymore with this, but as you can fully see, that is how you set it up. That is how we get it running. And how did that first shot not hit? It literally went through him, I swear to God. But yeah, like I say, I'll have future videos coming up, and we'll focus on commands and things like that, things that are useful. But at least everyone has now got the ability to publicly host their own lobby. And now we have map voting too. We've got a bot script. Like I say, the thing that I find annoying is not being able to change the bot level, because like, what? I swear I just shot that guy straight at him. And but that's just how it is. I know the commands are like that because I will show you right now. If I put in bot difficulty, it's telling me right there. So my bots are probably on regular, but these are the commands. So I know they're the commands, but they're not being implemented. Whether you're doing it server side, whether you're doing it by a script, it's not working. The bots level is staying the same. So that's something I'm going to have to look into. So the people that have been requesting that, I've not been ignoring you. I just didn't want to say, oh yeah, here's how you do it, and then it not work, because there's nothing more frustrating than that. So it's something I'll look into. But that's going to conclude it on the map voting video. But I will quickly, for the people that are having errors with their Modern Warfare admin stuff, let me just close that down. So this is your main, wherever you've put your IWX4 admin folder, you're literally just going to delete it, get rid of it, and then use a new unextracted copy, whether you need to download that. I always keep an unextracted copy just in case I get any errors. I can just quickly delete that. So you'd unextract it, put all your server details back in there, obviously your recon password, your IP and everything. If it's not working with your public IP, use your IP4 address, IPv4. Um, Outside of that, it can just throw up some really random issues. So the only other thing, like when I had that application server host failing to recon password, whatever that printout that a few people have had, all I personally did, I went into my Modern Warfare game folder. I got rid of the server file, that one, got rid of those, started again fresh, and then it worked. So like I say, I can't tell you what's causing your bug because we have different computers. We might have different game files. We've got different routers. I'm only showing you really this is the way that you can sort these things out, and troubleshooting's kind of hard because I'm not on your device, so I don't know what I'm looking for. But in general, that is the best way to sort the problems with IW4 admin. If you've got a problem that it's not letting you launch your server, just delete that folder and do the steps that I just said. Outside of that, most people have got theirs running, so it's definitely either a configuration issue with your server file, the CFG file, or you've got a router issue that it doesn't allow loop back from the public server, and you'll just need to use your IPv4. So with everything out of the way, I'm going to shut up, love you and leave you. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.